Hello, and thank you for joining me today. My name is Shannon, and I appreciate you showing up today to practice with me. For today's class, we won't be needing any props. We are going to start here seated on our mats, and we'll do a few grounding poses, and then we'll make our way to standing, and then come back down, feeling energized and ready to face our day. So we will start here by shutting our eyes, noticing our breath, checking in with ourselves, noticing how our physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual bodies are feeling with no judgment. Let's take a cleansing breath in through our nose and sigh it out. And we're going to start today's practice doing some slow neck rolls. So you can keep your eyes shut, going very slowly, relaxing our shoulders. And when you're ready, let's switch directions. Maybe you're feeling little cracks, going nice and slow. Now we're going to extend our left leg, keeping our hands on our legs anywhere that feels comfortable. We're going to do some circles, right and left. So just kind of noticing how your leg is feeling, how your back is feeling. Nice and slow. And then we'll come up to center and start some side bends, right and left. So inhaling as we come up, exhaling as we bend. You can shut your eyes. Maybe you're starting to engage your core muscles as you come down and up. Now the next time we come to the left, let's pause, reaching that arm away, looking down. And then we'll inhale up and go the other way. Now let's place our left hand on the back of our head. We're going to do some rotations here where we bring our elbow down towards our right knee and then inhale, bringing it back. Engaging our stomach muscles as we find this movement in our upper spine. This next time our elbow comes up, let's pause, maybe pressing your right hand into the mat, reaching your elbow back, and then slowly release. Let's place our left hand on the mat and get a little twist here, pressing our hands into the mat, looking right. And then we'll slowly walk our hands forward, coming down into a gentle forward fold, relaxing your left leg and your toes, stopping anywhere that feels good in your body. And then we'll slowly walk back, placing our hands behind us. Let's bend our left knee, placing our heel near our right toes, and just move our knee in and out, kind of loosening up our hip here. And we'll switch legs, straightening our right leg out. And let's start with some of those half circles coming forward to the right and forward and to the left. I always like to shut my eyes. And then we'll come up and start those side bends, lifting our arm up, reaching out, and then coming the other way. Being nice and gentle with our bodies, just kind of noticing how everything feels. The next time we come to the right, let's place that right hand down and really reach that left arm up, looking down towards our mat, relaxing our right leg. And then we'll slowly come up, reaching that right arm away, looking down. Now let's place our hand on our head, bringing our elbow back, and then we'll fold forward, bringing that right elbow towards our left knee. Following your breath, exhaling as you come down, inhaling as you open up. Next time your elbow comes up, let's pause, reaching that elbow back. And then we'll slowly place our right hand on the mat next to our left, getting a little gentle twist as we press our hands into the mat, turning our neck slowly. Let's slowly walk our hands in front of us to come down into that forward fold. Now let's walk our hands back, bending our right knee, placing our heel near our left toes. Hands are behind us as we move our knee in and out. And then we'll make our way into a tabletop position with our hands under our shoulders, our knees under our hips. And let's move our hips a little bit right and left. And then we'll go into some cat-cows, where we inhale, arching our back, looking up. Exhale, rounding, tucking our chin, pulling our belly in. Do a few of these at your own pace. Now let's return to neutral here. Feeling your belly engaging, we're going to lift our right leg, keeping our knee bent, foot is flexed. Let's inhale, looking up. Exhale, rounding, pulling our knee towards our nose. We'll do a few of these. Inhaling up. Exhaling, rounding. One more time. And this time when your knee comes in, let's pause, squeezing our belly, pulling our knee towards our face, and take our foot and wrap it in front of our left knee. We're going to place our leg down and gently come back to get a little stretch on our hips. Just a few breaths here. Now we'll slowly come back up, unwinding our leg, placing our right knee back down, moving those hips a little right and left before we start on the other side. Now keeping that left knee bent, lifting that leg up, flexing our foot as we look up, and rounding as we exhale, pulling our knee towards our face. Always following our breath. This last time our knee comes in, let's pause, squeezing our belly, pulling that knee up, and then taking that foot and wrapping that left leg around the right as we slowly walk backwards, taking a few breaths here. Arms are relaxed. Now we're going to, excuse me, we're going to slowly walk forward, turning on our sides. We're going to have our left leg straight with our right leg in front of our left, placing your foot on the mat. Now you can stay on your hand or you can go down on your forearm if this is too much to be on your arm, on your hand. We're going to be lifting up into a modified side plank with our arm overhead, and then slowly dropping our hip down, up on the inhale, and exhaling down. One last time, reaching up, arm reaching over. You can shut your eyes, pressing your right foot down. And then if you'd like, you can bring your arms straight up and bring your fingers down to the mat and back up. Just 3 times here. And then the next time your arm comes up, have a slight bend in your left elbow as we slowly drop our hip. We're going to straighten our right leg, placing our hand on our leg, and let our side body sink down as we pull our right ear to our right shoulder, feeling the stretch on the left side. And then we'll slowly make our way on our knees, pausing here with our hands on our thighs and breathing. Now let's inhale, reaching our arms up, bringing our bottom off our heels, exhaling down. We'll do 2 more of these. And this last time we come up, reaching up. Let's bring our right arm down to our side, reaching our left arm up. And then we'll switch, getting this side stretch, really reaching our fingers apart. Once more each way. Now we're going to come down on our right side with our right leg straight, left leg is in front. Again, you can stay on your forearm or you can come up on your hand. We're going to come up into this modified side plank and then drop our hip down 3 times. Last time we'll pause here. Then maybe you want to bring your left arm straight up in the air and bring your arm down and up. We're engaging our glutes. One last time. Now with a micro bend in your right elbow, gently let that hip fall. Straightening that right leg, placing your hand on your leg and letting your sideways sink down. You can have a bend in your right elbow, left ears coming towards your left shoulder. And release. We're going to turn on all 4s. and bring our hands a little bit forward of our shoulders so we can tuck our toes and come into a downward facing dog, bending one knee at a time, looking right and left. And let's pause, bending our knees, pressing through our hands, reaching our tailbone up so our chest is coming towards our thighs as we slowly straighten out our legs as much as feels right in your body. Let's take 3 breaths. Pulling our belly towards our spine as we exhale. On the next inhale, we're going to come forward into a high plank, drop our knees, tapping them on the mat, and back to downward facing dog. Let's do that 3 more times, following your breath, engaging your legs and your abdominal muscles. This last time, let's hover our knees over the mat, pausing, pulling in our belly, feeling the strength in our arms. And then we'll drop our knees, slowly coming back into a child's pose for a few breaths, taking a pause here, relaxing our arms and our hands. And we'll slowly come back up into tabletop and back into downward facing dog. 1 breath here. Then we're going to lift our heels and gently walk our heels towards our hands and come into a forward fold. You can have your hands on the mat, relaxing your body, or if you'd like, you can grab your elbows and get a little movement in dangling pose. Body is relaxed, head is hanging heavy. And then with a bend in our knees, we're going to slowly roll all the way up, reaching up to the sky, maybe arching your back, looking back, and then slowly dropping our arms down with our palms facing forward in mountain pose. So we'll take a couple breaths here in our first standing pose, Tadasana. Now let's sweep our arms up, and we're going to place our palms together at heart center and go into Warrior 3, Virabhadrasana 3. And we're going to step forward with our right foot, placing the ball of our left foot on the mat, getting our balance here. Now if you'd like, you can play around with your balance, just lifting your toes. Or if you'd like to come all the way down, start bringing your body down as you lift your leg up, looking at one point in front of you to help with balance. Make sure you're not rolling your left hip up. You're trying to keep your hips parallel to the floor. And then we'll drop our fingers to the mat, lifting our left leg up into a half split, relaxing our body down. And let's bend our knees, tapping our left knee on our right leg 3 times, up and down. And then we'll slowly place our left toes back. Our feet are hip length distance apart. We're going to come up into a high lunge, reaching our arms up overhead, keeping that bend in our front knee. And let's bend our back knee and our elbows, tapping our back knee. Maybe it taps on the mat, maybe you just have a little bend. Do what feels right to you. Twice more. Now let's sweep our right arm back, placing our left hand on our thigh. In this twist, maybe you can see your right thumb. Now we'll drop our back knee. Top of our foot is on the mat. Let's place our left hand on the mat, reaching our right arm up. And we'll sweep that right arm down. We're going to bring our left foot forward and come up into a chair pose. So sweeping our arms up with our knees bent, weight is in our heels, pulling our belly in. And then we'll pull our hands down to heart center and twist to the left. So placing your right elbow on the outside of your left thigh, trying to keep your knees level so your hip, one of your hips is not going back. And then we'll slowly come back up to standing, keeping our hands together, reaching up, and then sweeping our arms down and pausing in Tadasana, feeling our heartbeat. Now let's turn and face the other side of the mat. We're going to do that warrior 3 on the other side. So reaching our arms up, hands at heart center. Let's step forward with the left leg. Again, your right toes are on the mat. You can play around with your balance here. Or if you'd like, you can lower your body, lifting your leg. Looking at one point to keep your balance. And we'll drop our fingers down, coming into this half split. Body and head's hanging heavy. And 3 times, let's tap our right knee on our left leg, bending our knees as we come down. And then we'll step back, coming into this low lunge. So you may need to bring your left foot forward a little bit. Feet are shoulder length apart. Gather your strength, pulling your legs together as you reach your arms up. I'm playing with my plant today. Now let's bend our back knee, bending our elbows up and down. We're keeping that bend in our front knee. Now we'll sweep the left arm around, placing our right hand on our left thigh. Let's drop our back knee. Top of the foot is on the mat. Right hand is next to our left foot as we reach our left arm up. Now we'll sweep that left arm down. We're going to come into chair pose. So carefully bring your right foot next to your left. Engage your stomach muscles as you rise up. Arms are near our ears. Weight is in our heels. Now we'll bring our hands to heart center and twist to the right, keeping our knees level. Now once again, keeping our hands together, we're going to come all the way up, reaching up, looking up, maybe arching, and then slowly lower our arms, palms facing forward, feeling our heartbeat. Now let's shake it out. Very good. Now that we've worked our hips, We're going to come down on all fours and go into a pigeon pose. So let's start by bringing our right knee forward. Your knee can be bent as much as you need. So your foot does not have to be, your leg doesn't have to be parallel to the front of the mat. You don't want any pain in your knee or your back or your hips. Move a little right and left. Let's place our fingers on the mat, inhaling, looking up. And exhale, slowly coming down. We're going to take at least 5 breaths here, so completely relax. Now let's slowly come up, walking our hands to the left. Let's bend our right leg, reaching our right arm back for our foot, maybe pushing your foot into your hand. Here comes George. And slowly release. Now let's place our hands down. We're going to tuck our back toes on the mat and lift our body, keeping our right knee bent. And let's lower and lift our pelvis 3 times. And then back to a downward facing dog. And then we'll bring our left leg forward to do pigeon on the other side. So slowly coming down. Moving our hips a little right and left. And fingers on the mat as we look up on an inhale. And slowly come down. Completely relaxing here. As we come up, we're going to walk our hands to the right and bend our back leg, reaching our right arm around. You can grab the inside or outside of your foot and gently push your foot into your hand. No pain in your back. And then slowly release. Let's plant our hands down, tucking our back toes. We're going to lift up, keeping that left knee bent, and then lower our pelvis up and down 3 times. Now let's step that left leg back into downward facing dog. Let's take 2 breaths. And then we'll slowly lower our knees, crossing our ankles so we can come back on our bottom, reaching our feet forward. We're going to go into a reverse tabletop. So our fingers are pointing towards our body. Our feet are shoulder length distance apart. We're going to raise our bottom, lifting up. You can keep your chin tucked, or if you'd like, you can open up your neck, squeezing your bottom, keeping a little micro bend in your elbows if you tend to hyperextend. Feeling the stretch in your shoulders. And then slowly release. We'll do one boat pose here. So for this pose, you can do any variation you'd like. We're going to be tightening our stomach so our low back isn't rounding. You can grab your thighs, lifting your legs up like this. You can keep your hands at the side. If you'd like, you can lower a little bit. You can even do a few pulses here. But do not let your low back start rounding. Now we'll slowly release, rolling all the way down. Arms overhead. Let's straighten our legs and do a long body stretch. And relax down. Then we'll bend both of our knees, keeping our feet shoulder length apart. We're going to place our right foot on our left thigh, and using the strength of our left leg, we're going to press our legs towards our chest, up and down a few times, tapping our left toes as we come down. And then really push up with your left leg, holding it there. And then let's relax our legs and take our arms anywhere on your legs you'd like, and let our arms pull our legs towards us. And then slowly release, arms overhead, feet are down. Let's switch sides. So left leg is on the right thigh, foot is relaxed. And let's use our right leg to push our left leg up and down. Now push and hold, really using our leg strength here. And then we'll bring our arms forward, relaxing our legs. Again, grabbing anywhere you'd like on your legs and just giving that squeeze. Then we'll unwind and do a few circles with our hands on our knees. And circles the other way. And then we'll take our peace fingers on our toes and do a little happy baby before we go down into our final Shavasana. Get just a couple minutes of rest and relaxation to integrate our practice. So let's slowly make our way down into Shavasana, letting our toes hang out, palms facing up, taking up space on your mat, letting your breath return to normal, completely relaxing your body and your mind. Now start to wiggle your fingers and your toes, waking yourself up. You can bring your legs together, raising your arms overhead, doing another long body stretch. Let's bend one knee at a time, slowly rolling on our side, pressing our way up to an easy seated pose. I see George is there on the chair. Let's place our hands on our knees, taking a couple breaths here with our eyes closed, noticing how our bodies feel. Press our hands together at heart center, bowing our heads, giving ourselves so much gratitude for showing up today to practice. I'm grateful for you for practicing with me today. The light in me honors the light in you, and together here now and always, we are one. Namaste. Thank you so much for being here. I hope to practice with you again soon.